Oh, I'm very sorry about the transmission. I said complex numbers are numbers that can be in the form a plus ib or x plus iy. Then either z equals to a plus ib or z equals to x plus iy. So now let us go ahead to evaluate or conjugate this question. This very question is from Nuhu Bamalli, Polytechnic, Zaria, Kaduna State. Past question. So he said, simplify this. Whenever you come across complex numbers of this form, you can now see that this is division in complex number. True or false? Look at the board. Very well. Division in complex numbers. Is that clear? So as long as complex numbers dividing each other, what will first come into your mind is for you to conjugate the complex numbers. Is that clear? Amen? Amen. Okay. So let's go ahead to solve this idiot. So as you can see now, let's write solution. Our 3 minus 5i all over 7 plus 2i. Yeah. So what we need to do, we conjugate the denominator. Where we are talking about 7 plus 2i. So when we say conjugates, let us assume that we have z equals to a plus ib. So if we are to conjugate this, conjugate of z is the same as this. So the conjugate of z, it means what is the operation in between them? That is before the, mind you, this is the imaginary part, true or false? Imaginary part, then this is the real part, right? This is the real part, amen? Okay? So if we want to conjugate any complex number, we conjugate the imaginary part. How? The operation in front of this imaginary part is what? Plus. So if we are to conjugate this, it means we are going to have a minus ib. True or false? So this is how to conjugate any given complex number. Is that clear? So now let's go ahead to conjugate this. So it means the conjugate will affect both the right hand side of this expression, both the denominator and the what? The numerator. So it means you multiply it by 7 minus, since here is plus. But supposing here is minus, you convert here to the plus, then divide the same thing, 7 minus 2i. Do you agree with me? Yeah. So it means this will be equals to 3 minus 5i times 7 minus 2i all over 7 plus 2i times 7 minus 2i. Amen? Do you agree with me? Okay. So if you agree with me, it means this is primary level that you can multiply out two brackets. True or false? So let us go ahead to multiply both the numerator and the denominator, the two brackets. So here, what we need to do here, 3 times 7 is 21, right? 3 times minus 2i minus 6i. Then use minus 5i to multiply this. Minus 5i multiply 7 minus 35, right? Yeah, minus 35i minus 5i times minus 2i, we are going to have minus, plus 10i squared. True or false? Look at the board. True or false? It's true, right? Do you agree with me? You agree with me, right? Okay. So if you agree with me, this implies that then the denominator, we are going to do the same thing. All over 7 times 7 is 49, right? Am I right? then 7 times minus 2i minus 14i, then plus 2i multiply 7 plus 14i, and plus 2i times minus 2i, we are going to have minus 4i squared. True or false? It's true. So far, so good. You don't need a prophet to tell you. So here, we are going to, let me take you back to I. Let's define I. You know, some of you don't know the meaning of I, but let me just define I for you. Is that clear? You know, as long as complex number is concerned, you know, sometimes we solve quadratic equations to obtain complex real roots. True or false? Yeah, it's true. Yeah. So now, okay, assuming you solve x equals to minus 3, or let us say minus 4. Yeah. Can you find the square root of minus 4? It is impossible. True or false? Calculator will tell you is error. Synthetic error. True or false? Yeah. Look at the board. Do you have any question? So to avoid the error, we have to introduce what is called complex, that is I. Is that clear? So let's define I. I is always equals to, I is equals to minus what? 1. So if now I is equals to 1, so what will happen to I squared? I squared, by the time you take square root on both sides, it will be minus 1. Amen? So if we are to find x here, with the knowledge of this I, we can find x. Yeah. So it means you now go back to your sub. It means, this means that we can rewrite this in this one. Minus 1 times 4 is the same thing as square root of minus 4. Then if you agree with me, it means we can still transform this way in this one. Minus 1 times square root of 4. So now, you can now see that minus 1, square root of minus 1 is what? I. So instead of square root of minus 1, we now write I times square root of what? 4. So square root of 4 is what? Square root of 4 is 2. So 2 times I is 2I. Can you see now? So is you know, if you don't have the knowledge of complex number, you find it difficult to find the value of this. But that is not what we are looking for. Is that clear? But I'm just trying to explain it. Amen? Any question? Do you have any question? Yeah. So if you agree with me, if you can see what I am saying here, which means I is equal to minus square root of minus 1, then I square is equals to minus 1. Amen? So far, so good. It means if you agree with me, we can add this or subtract this. So it means minus 6i minus 35i. We write 21. Here we are going to have minus 41i. Then plus 10, open bracket, I squared. Let's recall, I squared is minus 1. Minus 1. Then all over, you don't need a prophet to tell you here we have 49. Then minus 14i plus 14i, this and this will go. Amen? Amen. Then minus 4, open bracket, I squared is what? Minus 1. Can you see now? Do you understand up to this point? Look at the board very well. Any question? Please, if you have any question, just ask. I'll be very grateful. Do you have any question? Yes or no? No question? So it means we can proceed, right? It's okay. Okay, if you can see what I am saying, I can clean this, right? Yeah. So far, so good. So here, we are going to have this is equals to 21 minus 41i minus 41i. Then here is my 10 minus 1. Then we have plus here. So plus times minus is minus, times 1 is minus 10. All over here we have 49. We have minus 4 times minus 1 is going to be plus 4. Am I right? Yeah. Okay. So far, so good. So here we can rewrite this collect like terms. 21 minus 10 minus 41i all over 49 plus 4 is 53, right? Amen. 53. Then this is equals to 21 minus 10, 11 minus 41i all over what? 53. So the final answer is going to be either 11 all over 53 minus 41i all over 53. This is how you are going to conjugate this type of complex number. So in case you have any question, please drop it in the comment section. Please, I'll be very grateful. Yeah. So this is how you are going to look at it. So I'm going to draw it, call it a day. Thank you for your time watching. Please, I want you to like, comment, and share, subscribe. Love you guys. Bye. See you again. General